To the Bass and Brews podcast, your weekly distraction from other high-quality podcasts. And now, your host, Alex from Swamp Rat Fishing, and the co-hostess with the mostest, the Jabberhammer, Paul Roberts.
Go ahead, Paul. Paul's still muted. Paul is...
welcome, everybody, to Bass and Brews, your weekly distraction from quality podcast content. And fuck you, Alex. And you too, you little short fat fuck, Drew.
That was just uncalled for.
Not
Hey, so
Drew, our guest tonight.
Correct.
The Paddler's Playbook, Drew, where, you know, I feel I'm kind of honored to know that I got more screen time or airtime on that podcast not being there, because they was all up in my shit. They're so jealous that they're midgets, or more, should I say, midglets, and had to, try to run all over me, but they ain't hurt my feelings.
I
They
think your
talked
feelings
about
are
me
hurt.
more than they did themselves. I win. They're bitches.
It sounds like your feelings are hurt.
Not
What
at all.
does that
I don't know. That wasn't me, homie. But I even had somebody say, "Hey, man, have you listened to their podcast?" I said, "No." Said, "You might not want to. You might get upset." I was like, "Bitch, they can't say nothing I ain't already said about myself, so I'm good."
All right. Well, on that note, before we start the show, I want to start with a shout out to Chris Cardillo. I think I butchered your name, but in the green room, waiting to get on. He was on a live, and he said he was going to catch one for Bass and Brews, and he did on TikTok live. So shout out to you, Chris, because I told him it was going to go either way. If he didn't catch one, I was going to give him a whole hell of a lot of shit. So props to you, dude. Thanks for being a supporter of the show. And yeah, this episode we got Andrew Blair. I like to call the Snakehead guy.
I'm out. We got another announcement to make.
Oh, do we? Okay.
Our kayak cushion winners.
Oh yeah.
So I know who I was supposed to announce. Are you going to announce the other one?
Sure. Let me pull it up.
Well,
go ahead.
if y'all remember, a while back we had Brandon Elrod from Kayak Cushion, and we did a giveaway. And we were giving away one, but we ended up giving away two. And one of the winners is Alex wasn't prepared, so he's looking at it now. And but one of the winners that I'll announce is a longtime listener. I think he's short. He's definitely bald, but he's not fat. William Shaw. And, William, you're going to get yourself a kayak cushion. Unfortunately, won't have my face on it, but, close your eyes and pretend.
Yeah. And then our other winner was Jason Stutzman. I know I butchered that, but Jason, you got a kayak cushion coming your way.
Hey-oh.
I tried to just get one for myself, and then I was going to announce it on the show. Like the winner was Alex, and then really pissed people off. But anyways, we've got Andrew again. I affectionately call him the Snakehead guy. Like when I told Paul, I was like, "Hey, we're going to have Andrew on." The Snakehead guy, and Andrew's here. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, and yourselves?
Wonderful.
Hey, Andrew, wonderful. Out of me and Alex, which one of us would you hug first?
That's tough because I can't tell if your shirt is sweat or if it's tie-dye.
My daughter tie-dyed a work shirt for me.
So well, just because I offended you, I'll hug you.
I didn't ask about the shirt. I asked, who would you hug? If we were both in our panties and shirtless, who would you hug first?
Andrew, before you answer, remember, Paul does hate the troops. So I know you're a veteran, so I want to make sure that.
What kind of kayak do you have, Paul?
HOBIE.
Good, you. I'm hugging you.
There you go. Hey, here's what's funny though. If you were to hug Alex, his face would be pecker height, so you'd be like kind of getting a blowjob from him.
It would have been a better hug.
Ah, damn. Well, I'm sure my wife is glad I picked you then.
I know. I've just got, I don't know. I've got pretty big titties and pizzas for nipples.
And you don't need the butt implants apparently either, so you're good down there.
Well, I don't know. My ass is bony, but I do have sizable tits now.
That's Hey, so if you guys want to, donate to the Patreon, maybe we can get Paul a personal trainer because it sounds like he needs it. It sounds like Paul talks about how his breasts are growing every single week. They're growing bigger and bigger in cup size.
Hey, bitch, there's only one of us with a fucking grip stick in the background, so mind your business.
Paul's so upset that me and Drew just annihilated him on the Paddler's Playbook. Like Drew even said, like that
flattery is best by those that don't know how to flatter.
Drew came out and said, officially that episode has more plays than any other episode in Paddler's Playbook history from a podcast out of New Jersey that is the #1 podcast in the Panama Canal. So, we're doing big things and helping out the podcast community.
Hey, I will say that I'm proud of you for not getting hammered on his podcast. I think that's the first podcast you've ever been a guest on that by the end of it, you weren't fucking tanked. At least the ones I've been on.
I'm trying to think.
Good job. I'm proud of you.
I did not get
ruined
hammered.
every one of Alex Rudd's podcasts he's ever had us on by the end.
No. Drunk Woodward. He's the one that ruined that one when he started showing off skin on a live.
I know, but he was also in bed shirtless, but the only time you could see anything is when he smiled and his white ass bleached teeth looked like Jim Carrey in The Mask.
He did. Yeah, so no, I haven't been.
So tonight we got Andrew Blair on with us. And, this is going to be a good time. I told Alex, he said, let's get this thing started before he had any issues. And I had to make sure Alex knew I was going to be an issue tonight.
Yeah.
So let's roll with it. And I'm not talking about my laggy screen. Am I lagging in audio or just in video?
Just in video.
Okay, this sucks because I feel like I'm in a shitty kung fu movie and it drives me nuts. I'm going to have to turn on closed captions.
All right, sounds
closed
great.
Captions on this podcast.
We do on YouTube. You just got to click the button. And you can't have fucking closed captions on an audio podcast, dipshit.
Siri could read them out. What about the hearing impaired? Are we not all inclusive?
It's an audio podcast. It's an audio podcast.
What if they can't understand me?
Well, I can't understand you. What do you want me to fight? You think Siri's going to understand your fucking bumpkin talk? Absolutely not.
I mean, do you see what she texts you? She gets what I'm saying. She just doesn't say what I'm saying.
You know what? As of this point, I'm going to start.
You're married.
I'm going to start releasing Paul's texts to me that are done by text to speech, because most times I think he's having a fucking stroke and I can barely make out like 2 words. So,
well, here's the biggest thing about it is if you don't know who you are, you can't be who you be.
Mark that one down. Write that one down, Paul, as Paul's great wisdom for the episode. Andrew, how did you get to this point in your fishing life?
That's fucking terrible. You give me the opportunity to start it off last week, and now you come here with some bullshit question like that. This dude's been on podcasts before, and that's what they always ask him. Andrew, what in your life has brought you to here right now? What the fuck happened to you that you're on Bass and Brews podcast?
This is my first podcast, actually.
Oh my! Well, you're fucked.
Yeah,
this will be your last. Good luck to your social media channel too.
We're good. Like, I like being publicly shamed, right?
You're in the right place, buddy.
I always fished growing up and stuff, like with my dad and things like that. It didn't turn into all this crap obsession behind me until I was in the Army, got hurt, and my obsession for other things turned into obsessing over fishing.
Mm-hmm.
And then COVID, stuck in the house, started pouring plastics, wanted to catch more fish, bought an expensive bougie kayak. I've been fishing my whole life, but it evolved into this probably about 2 years ago, just from not having anything else to do except for go to the water and really fish more, and then meeting all the guys around here in the Snakehead stuff, and that just like amplified it. It's a new fish, So yeah.
You didn't start the Snakehead, then you kind of ventured into that through the kayak world. Is that how that happened? How long have you been snakeheading, or is it snake fishing? Or is it snakeheading fishing? I don't know what the fuck ever you all call it up there. Where you at too? You in Maryland?
Yeah, we're in Maryland.
All right.
Yeah. So I mean, honestly, Snakehead. I went down to Fort Bragg for a little bit. I always bass fish. I still love bass fishing. Like I moved on to a lake to bass.
By the way,
what was that? Please don't. I don't know what that means.
But that means that's where I'm from. We're Crib. Anyway.
Oh, you're from there.
I'm lagging audio because we're the only time we walk over each other like this is audio lagging.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I just now saw your mouth move. But no, so.
Oh, now it fixed itself.
The Snakehead stuff.
I'm gonna hop back in real quick.
Oh, he's jumping out.
Yeah, you're good, Andrew.
All right. Yeah. So the Snakehead stuff, honestly, got into kayaking probably 5-6 years ago, and we, fish brain and fish for pike and muskie and stuff. And then people said, "Oh, the Snakeheads, they were here in Maryland before I left for the Army. They were kind of like not really a sport fish." And then we found them and went and caught them, and the first one murdered a frog, and it was just game on. And that was about 2.5 years ago. And there's a lot of guys in this that have been doing it for a lot of guys on our team that have been doing it for a long time. And I still consider myself newer, but I'm not. I don't go around trying. I just post a lot of pictures. I just like fishing and catching fish, and it's a fun species. You're in Jersey, right?
Yeah, I am. I'm in South Jersey. I'm actually not that far away from like the Delaware. Supposedly they've moved into the Delaware, right? And there's some spots.
They're all over. There's all over Delaware, and they're all over New Jersey too.
Yeah, they're one of the fish that I actually wanna I want to get into them. But here's the thing: like if trout fishermen in Washington State, that's where I'm from, they are secretive as fuck about where their spots are. I feel like Jersey snakehead fishermen are so fucking secretive, like they got the fucking lost ark hidden somewhere, and they do not give up spots easily. They don't do any of that. They are very much mum's the word when it comes to spots.
That's everybody with snakehead. There's such a protective spot community.
What, Paul?
There's this really, really cool tool called Google Earth.
Mm-hmm.
All you gotta do is just go on there, find the summertime view, and look for lily pads, and you'll find snakeheads.
I don't think it's that easy. Do you go a lot of
secrets or secrets are only secrets if they're secretive, and no longer will they be a secret.
The fucking phrases, Paul. So, as somebody who's actually fished for me, Andrew, like what kind of waters are you looking for when it comes to snakeheads?
I mean, you can catch them in 6 inches of water. Typically, they thrive better in tidal creeks. So any tidal creek you find, pads, grass. They don't kill all the native species like people say. I've caught my biggest bass the past years sitting right next to a snake. So they fight for food with each other. And they get along. But Jersey, anything tidal. I start checking tidal creeks, any bodies of water that can be flood creeks or flood ponds from those creeks. I personally have not caught a snakehead in Jersey. I have a lot of friends that are from there that fish for them. But I mainly I like to stick to heavily pressured Maryland water to catch them.
Okay. So,
Paul's huge.
and he is huge. All of Andrew's friends that fish for snakehead in Jersey, hit me up at bassandbrews at gmail.com. And let me get some waypoints. Let me do some, I'll give you $5 if you give me some waypoints to show me how to catch them.
If you take Alex fishing, he'll only charge you $4 for stickers instead of the full price.
That's true. The full price of $4.01.
Hey, did you send my boy his stickers yet?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
you did.
I did.
Did you give them to a Mandy to take and deposit in the mailbox?
Nope. I did it myself.
You know what would be funny is if you put them. You should mail shit in the mailbox by putting it in y'all's mailbox and raising the red flag.
She's not my mail lady.
Well, I mean, I still think it would be funny.
It would be funny.
But then, you should be a Post-it note. You should put a Post-it note on her lunchbox. Be like, "Hey, homie, red flags up on the mailbox."
I do. Total sidetrack. I do leave the mail in the mailbox, so when she comes home, she has to get the mail from the mailbox. And she's like it's not enough that I did it all fucking day. I got to get my own mail. And I was like, well, you got muscle memory from it. You'll be all right.
Andrew, is snakehead a year-round fish, or is it just pretty much a summertime fish?
First snakehead I caught this year was the end of February, which is really uncommon for me. And then usually, all right, so 50 degrees water and above, that's when generally you can get them. A lot of people can catch them over like random periods of the wintertime or whatever on like minnows or soft plastics. Like when you finesse fish soft plastics, they'll eat them. But generally they like to burrow down in the mud and stay hot. Like they love 100-degree bluebird sky days. Like that's prime. That is what they like.
Really?
When bass turn off, it's snakehead time. That's why I love fishing for them, because you get bass when it's cool, and then at peak of the day, the snakehead turn on, and then when it cools off and the snakes turn off, then you got the bass again. So, yeah, hot water.
All right,
Is it
what's
all top water or like spinnerbait,
Bass.
chatterbait stuff?
Fish for bass. Meps number 3s and number 4s here are huge. A lot of people use them. We just fish a lot of eelgrass, spatter dock, and pads, so it's really hard to run the Meps through that. We do a lot of weedless chatterbaits, chatters, standard ones like jackhammers and whatnot. They bend hooks out on jackhammers though, so don't bring a $20 chatter to them. Once I get that top water bite, I throw a frog. I have 4 rods full of different frogs. I am frogging until they are gone. That is a personal. I don't care if I catch none. I will live and die by a frog, because that is the bite I go after. So. But bugs,
I feel like snakehead fishing is very synonymous with frog fishing. Like all the clips I see, it's like topwater blow-ups. It's awesome. It seems like, even as a kayak guy, it seems like you can go pretty low key when you go out. Like maybe bring a chatterbait and a frog, and you can be set for the day.
Yep, it is. And what's really nice is some of the spots that they're in are just so away from, because boat traffic gets crazy in some of these spots with bass guys blowing up on their boats and mud boats and stuff like that, and getting back in the creeks and kind of just it's different. It's kind of like Jurassic Park. We call some spots Jurassic Park because you see their fins and 6 inches of water cruising, sight casting them. They're wild. It's a different species to target. But I still love bass fishing, because where you find big snakes, you find big bass. That is what we're catching 7-8 pound tidal bass, and that's like. In Maryland, that's ridiculous, and they're right next to Snakehead. So,
fish.
Yeah,
shit, 7-8 pounds, big fish anywhere. I mean, you can go down to Texas and Florida, and sure you can catch a 10-12 pounder, but damn, you roll up a 7-8 pounder, that ain't like that's every day, all day kind of fishing.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys do kayak tournaments, so
not Alex, only I. I'm the only one with balls enough to fish for money.
He's the only one with balls enough to donate money every couple of weeks, because he fucking sucks at it.
So
at least I ain't skirt. Alex, little bitch, he's skirt.
So we do some snakehead tournaments. I host them. We have a 5-state tournament right now called King of the Hill. It's a 3-round elimination. So. But we also do those same-day tournaments, and Jack, one of our teammates, he's not really big into social media. I was his partner for a team tournament, and we caught 111 inches and 5 bass. That's a
God damn.
In Maryland, snakehead fishing.
In Maryland.
Well, it was Virginia, Maryland line, like the Potomac.
Okay.
But we're fishing a foot of water with frogs on grass mats, and like we're 21 3/4 inch bass, put it on the bump board, boom, there's big bass, right? Put it back nonstop. I'm like, Jack, if it's not 21 3/4 over, put it back. And
hey, Andrew, I got a question. When you measure and for the folks that are listening that might not know what we're talking about, when you fish out of a kayak, as catch, photo, release, and we have a measuring board, we measure the fish on. Do y'all keep the lip gripper in the fish's mouth when it's on the board?
For bass, no.
Well, I know for bass, fuck a bass. We know the answer to that one. We're talking about the snakehead.
Some people do, some don't. Boat guys that because we allow boats and catch photo release too. Because Snakehead either.
But don't you get like a little 1/4 1/8 like little bump
from having that grip on it,
from having the gripper on there?
No, you can position the gripper a certain way in their mouth where it's flipped or on the other side, and the lip actually touches the fence of the board.
So does it have to be closed or just like the bottom of the lip?
Snakehead aren't like bass. Once they're out of the water, they lockjaw. They're like little pit bulls. You have to take like metal retractors and crank their mouth open. They're not. Yeah, they close their mouth.
How are they on the board? Are they like a fucking dumbass on methamphetamines who hadn't slept in 2 weeks, or are they more like a fat, lethargic, 800-pound my sister, whatever that TV show is on the board?
So they freak out. They do freak out when you open their mouth. They do that crazy flap around thing.
I bet they're strong as hell too.
Yeah, they are. The little ones. I mean, it's because they're like a little snakes, man, and they're slimy. They're like slime, like catfish. Well, the snakes, the big ones, they generally lay down because they're so fat. But they do this thing where if they start to lift their tail like that and move their side fins, they're gonna flip out. So to like get ready for it.
Have you ever tried to lip one?
No. We grab them right under you can't grab their gills. They have like serrated ridges in their gills.
What?
So yeah, don't grab them by the gills. There's like a cut under it looks like a vagina on their neck, and just
I know what one of those looks like, and I know what one looks like with no fur on it too.
So Jesus, so yeah, you just grab it. And then,
all right. So I figured out why you guys enjoy snakehead fishing, because you get to finger the hole to lift them up. I get it now. I'm on to you boys.
Yeah, boys. You get the deep knuckle every time you go fishing, boy. That's pretty good there.
Look, man.
Is it 2 fingers or one? Which finger do you use if it's one?
Whatever your preference is. Usually, I like to just dig the whole hand in there and grab them. So
whoa, what finger goes in the butthole?
But so it's like the shocker. Is there like a stink and a pink? I mean,
we can just call it. Give it the Coke can grip.
The Coke can grip.
So pretty much like you're grabbing a big cock, except your hands going into the vagina at the same time.
You had good form in that one. Yeah.
I know. That. Well, mine's more like grabbing a pencil, but it works. So, but you've never let me grab this motherfucker by the lip and take a ticky-tack video of it and show people I'm a badass some bitch and I lip my snakehead and go viral. You've never gone to that link yet?
No, I fish for pike and I fish for pickerel and shit too. So I'm
jackfish, by the way.
What was that?
They're jackfish. But all right, that's a good idea right there. I don't know if you've seen our video before about the ways to become famous or get the views on social media, but I think lipping a damn snakehead and being like, this how I catch my snakehead and just throw it back. I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? It's going to put a little hole or two in your thumb, right?
Look, I will. How about this? I'll take you guys snakehead fishing, and Paul, or one of you can do it.
I'll definitely do it. I don't give a shit.
We already proved it. Alex can just tell me to be a wizard, and it went for 2.1 million. So
did it? I saw that one.
2.1 million. I just want to make sure everybody's clear. Andrew killed it with the stupid fucking reverse wizard video.
But
remember, hold on.
It was way better than anything Alex has ever done in reverse.
Way better, dude. It was coming out of the water, and it was the Samuel L. Jackson Snakes on a Plane. It was perfect, right? But remember, I sent you, I was like, listen, people get fucking mad. And when I started looking at the initial comments, initially it was like, it's fucking reverse, bro. You can tell in the ripples. Like, yeah, no shit, it's fucking reverse. What are you, idiot?
People are dumb as shit. They always got something to say on there. I provoke it with the snakehead stuff. It's glorious. We love it.
Oh, dude, I love your videos. I love your videos where you're like, oh, I'm supposed to kill it, and then it's you releasing it into the water, dude. It's the best. And here's the best. Like, the video is cool. It's a great video. But actually what I do is I go right into the comments because I know there's going to be like fucking 17 junior DNR members who like to LARP as a fish and game fucking warden, and they're like, oh, technically you're supposed to kill that because it's invasive.
It's fun. I know the laws here. Like DNR lets us release them. We've been like, it's just people are like, well, I read on the Google that it says that the Federal Invasive Water Act, and I was like, do you know federal water and state water is regulated differently?
100%.
Did you not know that? Just like drugs, dude. Like, federally, you're not allowed to do this, but by state law, it's like, man, just
how do you know
Google a little more?
How do you know so much about drugs?
Because I'm a narc. I'm kidding. I'm not.
That was actually, that's not the response I thought I was going to get. That was I'm a narc. Normally the Bass and Brews crowd is like, because I smoke a shit ton of weed.
No,
yeah. I do think it's hilarious. I think, and you mentioned a little bit earlier, you were like, it's a new fish.
Alex, why was my camera earlier today?
Yeah.
Like really nice and so far away.
Yeah.
And now it's giving me close-up shots.
Why
would it do that?
Shifted to.
No,
I don't think it's on your big camera. I think it's on the other camera. Anyways,
I've already checked it.
Paul, this is Bass and Brews, not tech support with Alex.
But I'm just upset because like my picture was perfect earlier. Now it's
actually,
like
I think it's
so
better
zoomed
now.
in. It's so zoomed in. I don't like it, man. I was just curious. I don't know.
All right. Anyways,
you and Drew were experts on fucking everything Jabberhammer on their podcast. I figured I'd ask about why my camera wasn't working right.
I knew it.
Fuck, you probably over there wiping my ass at night from the dingleberries I missed during the day.
Okay, 2 points here. One, Andrew, I'm sorry that you got brought into this lovers quarrel, but this definitely lines up within the green room, right? Where Paul had to pull back the curtain. Paul had to like restart his computer and shit. And as he was restarting, I was telling Andrew, like, Paul's like my internet wife. Like, we just bicker and argue, and Paul's busy doing other shit when he could be doing shit that's like helpful for the podcast, but he's too busy, I don't know, finding a fucking stupid Donald Duck hat instead. Like, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Great.
What were we talking about though? Now I'm lost. You fucking
Andrew, you make soft plastics as well. I think that's how the first videos I ever came across was you out there in the garage microwaving some soft plastics and pouring them. How many times have you wanted, and how many times have you said wanted so there's a two-part question. How many times have you wanted, and if you've done it, how many times have you done it? Told somebody when they, hey man, can I get some free lures, that you told them to go fucking jump off a short bridge into a deep water, and I hope you can't swim. Like, how many people do you have asking for free shit, and what have you told them to fuck off with?
So I actually have made a post a month about this since I started this account. All right. And there's a few other TikTok bait makers now, Jake's Lure Joint, and a few other guys that are doing the same. When I was running the lives, pretty consistent. Wintertime is my bait making time. I can't, the hollow body frogs, which way that way. It's died down. I start restocking so I can fish. So I'm not stuck in here. I get alive probably 15 to 20 messages asking for free shit. And, you talk about Chris Cardillo Styles. He's a really good friend of mine, and he's a moderator in my lives. Like, straight up, I give away so much shit on my live, like 10 frogs, packs of baits, like, and I pay for that, right? And I get people messaging me. I can't stand it, and anybody that gets a message from me gets blocked. And I've told multiple people to fuck off. Like, dude, like, you already won something from me. Isn't that good enough? Like, support the business. My shit's cheap. Like, go to Bass Pro and ask for free shit. They're going to tell you to kick rocks. No. It's a very common thing. You can ask any one of us that do this stuff.
I know. Yeah,
I think
that's crazy though. I can understand if somebody was like, "Hey man, I bought some of your shit a month or two ago. I've been using it. I fucking wore their ass out this past weekend. I have a big platform, whatever, podcast, YouTube, social media. What if we partnered together? But just some random sorry ass fucking, fat dude in a Hobie that fishes tournaments and can't catch a limit, just asking for lures and shit to me is just fucking nuts, man. I just can't figure it out. Alex, check your text. Did you get your text?
I saw it. Hold on, Andrew. Yeah. So Andrew, one, thank you as a guy running a small business, a small bait company. One, thank you for being candid, because honestly, I think this stems from a lot of this, where it comes down to where people do the fishing social media thing with the intention of they're going to be the next Guggen squad or whatever the fuck it is, right? They're going to be the next this. So all they want is free handouts on their way there. But they don't realize, like, when they do this to small bait makers, like, motherfuckers are dumping it out of pocket. And obviously there is a relationship that can happen, right, between a pro staff and the company, where it's beneficial for both. But it has to be beneficial for both. Like, and by that, I mean, even the big companies, like the big companies do it like the reverse, right? They basically rape. That's not the word I want to use. They
pillage.
They overuse. Yeah, that's a great word, Paul. They pillage small creators into thinking that they can be giant stars in the industry if they just go out and promote their 5.5% discount code, right? And then I see a lot of people, when they try to do that right away, it doesn't work out. And then they go to the small companies. And now they're like, well, I mean, they're a smaller company.
Hey, man, don't you want to get your brand out there? I can promote you to all 250 of my followers on my one post I make every month. That's the people asking for shit, too. Look, we've had people send us stuff.
It is.
I want to pay for it. Like, I do not want you to send me shit. If you have something you want me to use, let me know what it is. Yeah. Let me fucking buy it. Yeah. Like, people have sent us stuff, and I'm very appreciative. I'm grateful. Thank you. But I do not want you to send me stuff. Like, I don't want. Let me buy it.
I can't tell if Paul's.
Tell me what it is, and let me get it.
I think Paul's really mad. We just got a package. What was it, earlier this week, Paul?
I had a tournament this past weekend, and I got it on like Wednesday or Thursday. So yeah.
One shout out to Wolf of Walmart. He sent myself and Paul a Dark Horse tackle box. Right? Yeah. They're a subscription service. I don't think that's what Paul's talking about. I don't know why I transitioned to it. Other than saying thank you, man. I'm gonna use that buzzbait on Father's Day, and I've never caught a fish on a buzzbait. And I'm gonna fucking try.
He's probably throw it off on the second cast.
That's probably gonna fucking happen.
But in general, I ask you, because we've had some other, we've had some the small time lure makers, and we've had quite a few on here.
Yep.
And we never, I think we've dabbled in it a little bit. We never talked about the people continually asking for shit.
It's the worst
all the time.
The worst.
And it's crazy. And here's the kind of point I want to make is, like, everybody wants some shit. Everybody likes some free stuff. And if somebody sends it to you, be grateful, be thankful. But damn, quit asking for free shit all the fucking time. Yes. You know what? If you want some free shit, holler at them, like their shit, comment on their stuff, buy some stuff, tell them you caught some fish on it, post some pictures, and you know what? I bet they might send you some free shit in the future if you actually put a little bit of work in, instead of being a fucking little wet ass gremlin, the drunk motherfucker walking around the bar asking to take women home, and ain't nobody gonna take his ass home because he ain't got no fucking teeth, probably out there smoking methamphetamines in the parking lot, snorting crack off of whatever.
Paul is definitely an issue tonight. Yeah.
Hey man, I hate the people that want shit for nothing, man. I mean, it's
we gotta let
show up every week for nothing. I'm getting tired of this shit. Somebody's got to pay me. I need to be paid to be on Bass and Brews. I mean, Tori's going to have to take out some money from her damn retirement to keep me going.
So I'll say this: just you're talking about the podcast thing. This is the first I've done the lives. I do that kind of stuff. I like engaging with, followership, but I haven't been on a podcast before. And I like your guys' content because you kind of just say whatever you want and it's relatable. We talk about a lot of podcasts try to tailor it to a sponsor, to a brand, to a whatever. And people see that shit too. Like, it's like, well, this podcast now, it got an extra 1,000 followers, and now they got 30 sponsors, and they're fucking only talking about this. Every 5 seconds, they're name dropping a brand. It's not talking about fishing. And that's why the lives, at least, if you've seen my live, I don't try to sell on there, because that's why I made my TikTok, my personal one, because I was so tired of being business. You know, Alex and I talked about it. People don't want to follow a business, right? They want to follow a person and relate to a person. And so the lives, you can talk and I'll show you, I'll play with plastic and glitter. I don't care. Like, we just talk about fishing. It's the same with the podcast and your guys' content. So I appreciate you guys having me, though, because that's the kind of talk I like doing. Not like, what specific brand rod do you use? You want to shout that brand out? Do you use whatever doesn't snap when I hook the shit out of something, all right? So I'm not brand biased.
Dude, I'm a small business owner. I'm a small business owner, and let me tell you something. Alex and I, from a business perspective, run this podcast about as poorly and as bad as you could run it from a business standpoint. Like, it's terrible. We're fucking horrible business podcasters.
Yeah, we are. So,
but we have a good fucking time, and we're willing. We're willing. It's not that we wouldn't accept some money, but we're willing to keep doing what the fuck we're doing because we have a good time. We get to sit across from bald-headed people like you and have a good time. Hey, I'll be back in a second. I got tinkle.
Yep. All right. So to speak on a couple points on that. One, Andrew, before he interrupted you, is the greatest transition. So Bass and Brews is now sponsored by Tampax. For all those people that have whiny fucking moments, you can just shove it up your butt. And they're the best. Because there's nothing, better than Tampax. But no, we like full behind the curtain, like me and Paul pay money to do this, and it's fine. It's fine. Like, I pay $20 a month for hosting, right? I pay $100 or close to $200 a year for like the actual hosting of the podcast. Like, StreamYard is about $20 a month, and then the actual Podbean, I think, is like $200, right? It's fucking worth it. You want to know why? Because we fucking love having these conversations with motherfuckers. We love having especially now that it's 2023, the year of never talking about fishing on this podcast, talking about everything else. Like, we fucking love it. And if a sponsor dropped in, it'd be great. We would obviously do it for the clout. No, I'm just joking. We would never do that. We love what we do.
That shit.
We'd love
give me all the, as the historians say, give me all the clout.
Now, as the actual creator of the podcast, yeah, I do want views. I want people to hear a podcast, but I now at this point, I refuse to, like, when you first started the podcast, I structured it very much like every other podcast, right? These ones, exactly what you're talking about, like these bullshit. They're just 45-minute to hour-long ads. That's all it is.
Don't talk shit about them.
You know what
there's
I mean?
A place for those. I'll listen to those. They're wonderful. They're great. There's
a
place
not
for those.
What I want to do.
That's just not what we
I
ended up being.
Yeah.
Hey,
exactly.
I will sell nipple shots for money for this podcast, so Alex can get his money back on a yearly basis.
I feel like
I have
Paul's
2 nipples.
Listening.
I have 2 nipples. I will show one or both, and I have some beautiful feet. If you like corn,
I feel like Paul has been listening to Theo Vaughn, and he's just channeled the random fucking dropouts.
I didn't know who Theo Vaughn was until like maybe 10 or 12 months ago. It's the first time I ever heard him.
Listen, I would like Bass and Brews to be sponsored by Theo Vaughn's podcast.
Look,
that'd be the best.
The greatest thing I ever heard him say in the few clips I've ever heard was that his favorite marijuana was cocaine.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny. His favorite blend? I don't know. No, I'm not a drug. I'm not a narc. I'm not a narc like Andrew, so I don't know my drugs that well.
Andrew, so you did some Army time. We talked about this a little bit. What did you do in the Army?
I was a nerd. I did satellite communication work.
Okay.
Oh
I'm
shit!
with
So
you, man.
you were guiding missiles and flying drones.
No, it's just
No,
managing
he was setting
people
up
that play
servers.
a whole bunch of I mean, I was a mechanic before the Army, and I wanted to do like aircraft shit. And
Yeah.
my wife was pregnant with our first, and I was like, let's pick up something that I can actually have a career that I pick up a trade. So did that. It's a lot of just working on the antennas on the ground and satellites up in the space. But yeah,
I
so
mean,
a lot
that
of my
shit's
time
pretty
was
fucking important. This shit's pretty fucking important in now a day and age. I mean, come on now.
yeah.
Don't diminish the work that you did because it was, you're not sneaking up on terrorists and being a fucking sniper. I mean, come on now.
No, I'm kind of like how I described. I mean, it is cool shit. I mean, but when I got to the part of my career where it was really cool, I was in a leadership position. So I didn't, I got to watch the soldiers do it. I didn't get to really do it. So I don't really say that I did it as much as them. I was around it.
Yeah.
So I at least take that. I enjoyed my time. It was great. I'm still doing
You
the same thing
retired now?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
you
I
retired from
I
the
only did
military?
I only did 11 years. Signed a 6-year contract to go to South Korea.
Oh,
Yep. And then I was on the Fort. I was a power lifter, and not anymore. I'm fat and out of shape. But I fragmented 4 discs in my back, screwed up my S1 nerve, and they said, "Yeah, psych, you ain't going to Korea. We're separating you." So, yeah, that was in 2019, and that's actually how I started making baits. Got quarantined COVID, and I was injured, and was just sitting around watching World's Worst Fishing on YouTube. And said, "Hey, I'm going to order some silicone." I had some Megabass Spark Shad sitting in my tackle box, and I was like, I'm going to mold these things, and I'm going to make my own. And then the wall's over there. But all the addicting shit happened after, and then we just started selling them. So
you said you were watching the world's worst YouTube on fishing. That's how you found swamp rat fishing.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was his little dig.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, don't anything bad said about Alex, just agree with it. If it's truth, fiction, lies, it doesn't matter. Just agree with it.
Yeah.
You need a partner in crime tonight. Is that what you're asking?
Well, no, I don't need a partner. I'm gonna fuck shit up all on my own because I ain't even got started yet. Like I've got to down this White Claw Surge here real quick, so I can go get me another one real quick because we're at 42 minutes and 41 seconds and counting, and I hadn't even started to be an quote unquote issue, as Alex said earlier. Andrew, I love you, dude. Though, 11 years ain't no fucking shit. Alex, quit trying to interrupt me.
All right, Paul.
Jesus, you heard me talking, and you just come the fuck on and just keep trying to poke in. I mean, you and Drew should start a podcast together. Really,
we should.
Good together.
Me and Drew.
I mean, y'all should because y'all were really good together. I could tell if y'all were
Bass and Drew's podcast. There you go.
Paddlers, Bass and Brews podcast with 2 short fucks and a short fuck, a fat fuck, and a skinny fuck.
Yeah. I've got 2 comments here. One would be when I was on Paddler's Playbook, he said, I asked about the swearing. He goes, hey, it's fine, but I try to stay away from the F word. That motherfucker dropped the F word. He dropped fuck within the first minute. And he said fuck 4 times before I said it once.
2. It was 2. And
was it 2?
He said a total of 3 before you said he said 2 before you said your first.
Yeah.
And then he said another one, and then you got 2 more later in the podcast.
I got it. But Andrew, one, I love that's somebody who definitely served, right? When you were like, I was a fucking nerd. And then so Paul obviously gives the right because you are doing good work, right? But when you're in the service, you're like, wow, it's fucking IT. Like, I mean, you did SATCOM, right? But for the most part, it's fucking IT. It's like I did it too. Like it's the same thing, right? Like we're always like, I mean, it's not a big fucking deal. Like I'm not out there busting in fucking doors and shooting fucking terrorists, right? I'm just doing my job, which is a normal job. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's I love that. And then you saying you going to leadership because once you hit the leadership, right? Like, that's the worst part. Like, I never made E7 for a reason, because at least at E6 I could do some of the fucking fun stuff, you know?
Well, that's like Wes. When we had Wes on, Wes
Yep.
was like running cat cable, fucking internet. So, everybody talked shit to him, and so he started running internet to all the bunkhouses, the tents.
Mhm.
But there were times he talked about he was up on the fucking pole
Getting
trying to
sniper
get
shots.
shit set up, and
Yeah.
people shooting at him,
Yeah.
and he's up on a damn pole up there. You know what I mean? So you think about it. You think about the people sitting in the logistics, the people sitting behind the desk doing shit.
Fuck the logistics, dudes.
Nah,
Fuck those
bitch, but
guys.
you can't
Fuck
get what
them
you
cats.
need
Fuck
without
them
logistics.
cats.
Hey,
I get it.
you say
Logistics
that as
win wars.
You say that as a guard, as a coastie, but
Not a
when you
guard,
out on the ground, the only way you can get your shit is logistics getting it to you. You can be like, hey man, I'm so sorry I stole your toast yesterday morning, but please get me my shit.
No, fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck logistics. They can go fuck themselves. That's the weakest shit. That's like in the Coast Guard we call them
We're getting
SKs.
canceled now. Now Alex hates logistics.
I do. I fucking hate them. We call them SKs, right? The storekeepers are the people that like order everything that we need and everything we get, and it's cool. And we get all our shit, right? But also, fuck those guys. Like,
it's cool. We get everything we need to survive and have a good time.
Yeah, but they don't stand watch. They don't stand watch. No, fuck that. They don't stand watch. They don't stand watch. So when we're underway, right, everybody's got to stand watch. The engineers are down in the fucking engine room, sweating their asses off. The deck
cook
team
stands watch.
No, the cooks are cooking. Actually, they're better because they're cooking 4 meals a fucking day, right? Because we got breakfast, lunch, dinner, and mid-rats.
There's two people you keep happy on a boat. That's the captain and the people cooking your fucking food.
Sure, but no, I don't give a fuck about keeping the captain happy either. When I was at the later part of my career,
he got retired.
No, I said that shit on my last year underway. Like, Cap would be like, "Hey, how am I doing?" And I'd be like, "Not so good, Cap." And he's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "You're being pretty piss poor at this." And he's like, "Should we go talk about it?" I'm like, "If you want, like, I don't give a fuck. I've got 9 months left till retirement. We could talk about it if you'd like."
Alex, you're making Andrew really uncomfortable. I can see it in his eyes.
No, I'm just listening to Coast Guard problems because those weren't Army problems.
He doesn't know their problems anymore. He's been retired since like November of last year.
That's true. But everybody's got to stand a watch, right? Except for fucking 3 people on a Coast Guard cutter. Everybody stands a fucking watch except for 3 people. The HS, the health service technician, right? That the doc on the boat, and that's fine. Because you got to like look at wieners all day and give shots, and then if somebody gets fucking injured, you got to do some shit, right? I'm all right with that. The other 2 I'm not all right with. That's the storekeeper and the yeoman. So a storekeeper is your supply person, and the yeoman is your admin person. Fuck you.
But when you go to the stove, if they're keeping watch and you need some cigarettes or like you need,
they don't do that
to go over there. You need to go get some Vaseline because you're chafing.
They don't do that.
You need some
Demerol
or where the fuck it is because you're throwing up on the boat because the waves are too big.
Yeah, that's
and
the
they're
dock.
not there. Then you're not. They're not there. Like, how do you get your mac and cheese?
No, I just said
mac and cheese,
dude. I just said the cooks are fine. The dock is fine. It's the
cook
yeoman.
Ain't make them instant mac and cheese.
No, I just said the yeoman. That's the person that hand.
If you pissed in your pants and wet your blankets and you needed new blankets and the storekeeper
I have to go get it myself. No, I have to go get it myself because it's the member's responsibility.
You get sheets all willy-nilly, like you can get all the sheets and pillars you want.
Yes.
What? They're just like in a cabinet that you just want. Is there a vending machine where you put your number in and it spits out a
not
pillow?
A vending machine. It's a locker you go into. Most people actually bring their own sheets, and you bring 2 just in case you do piss the rack, right? Like, because you're going to get drunk in a port call, and you're probably going to piss your rack. That's normal.
Hey, why don't y'all have hammocks anymore? And because I figured you could fit like 4 more hammocks than you could beds. And it's a way better sleep.
Because we're not
it's
the
a
Navy.
Way better sleep.
It's not a better sleep.
It is a better sleep. It's a Kamek camp.
How do you rig? All right, so this is way off topic. So your rack, Yeah, so your rack on the ship isn't just sleeping. That's like where you live, right? So you've got like your iPad or a fucking laptop rigged up into that fucking rack. You got all that shit in there. What, Paul?
Sitting in a hammock doing that shit is way more comfortable. You can lay in it, you can sit in it like a swing in a chair, and then you get the nice swing of the boat, so you're not rolling in your bunk. The hammock's just swaying, and you're not moving. You got a better sleep. You're sleeping more comfortably. You're sleeping more ergonomically.
I'm like so triggered right now. So
I camp
if
in
you
a hammock.
I get you. You camp on fucking land. That's like Andrew telling
so
me about the best.
A boat would even be
when I'm in
better,
20
easier.
footers. No, when I'm in 20 footers, the last thing I want to be in is a fucking hammock. I want to be in a station.
Have you been in a hammock in 20 footers?
No, but
so how the fuck do you know? Neither have I, but I guarantee it's better being in that bunk.
Absolutely fucking
look. You're in a frying pan that ain't hot, where you're a hot dog in a frying pan. And every time that boat does this, you roll your ass almost out the frying pan. Then it goes the other way.
Yeah.
You roll, and then you hit the side of the frying pan.
I don't want to hit
roll
the side.
Out the frying pan again. In a hammock, that you stay the same. You never move. It's like a pendulum. You never move.
No, you're ridiculous. You're out of control.
You have no idea.
It's obviously somebody who's never been on the high seas. Yeah, but
I've been in more hammocks than you.
I've been in bigger swell than you and bigger high seas than you. So
and you know what? I have been in hammocks where I have been swinging myself in swells up to 20 feet.
Poor Andrew. He's just trying to keep up.
He keeps going back and forth. His eyes are like this. Looks like he looks like a drunkard doing a fucking test on. Look, Andrew, I am sorry, but I'm not doing this shit anymore until I get paid. So if Tori don't fucking take out another loan from her retirement, or somebody don't start forking out some beer products, or some of that paste that takes off hair off your nipples and ass crack. I ain't doing this shit for free no more. I don't need money, but I need shit that's usable. Like, I mean, look, I got hairy ass nipples. I could pull one of my hair nipples out, and that bitch is probably going on a foot right now if I got the right one, and the motherfucker's gray.
Let's see it.
How you get gray hair nipples?
I got it, dude. I got gray chest hair too. Andrew, how old are you? You got gray chest hair yet?
I don't have hair. I'm 34.
I mean, he took us hat as he's
bald as fuck. This is it right here.
Like, but usually the dudes that have a bald head, though. No. Usually the dudes that have a bald head are just hairy everywhere else.
No,
you're just smooth like a baby.
Dude, you don't even have hair on your balls? That must be nice. Yeah. Do you know sometimes when your underwear get like really wedged up into the crotches between your leg, your nuts, and your grundle area? Yeah. One of those hairs gets caught in there, and like you step wrong, and you're like, I gotta fire at my pants.
There's no problem with that. My wife, if she was right here, she'd tell you. I gave up. I just commando everywhere. It doesn't matter. Like,
how do you get
so much free? It's free. There's wind. I wear basketball shorts. It's just nice. It's like a personal air conditioner.
Oh, so you've been neutered?
No.
Mm-mm. Oh no!
Wait.
I fucking hate it. I played sports and shit for so long and had like freedom, right? Like women can walk around without a bra on. I don't want to wear underwear, so I just walk around.
All right. Hold on. You said you're 34 years old. Hold on, Paul. Yeah. You said you're 34 years old.
Hold on. Real quick.
No,
I got
Paul,
one thing, Alex.
No, Paul,
I got one
stop.
quick thing. Alex, Andrew, you do not age well. I really thought you were my age, not 34. You fucking age terrible.
I appreciate it. I heard drinking alcohol and stuff ages people too, so I don't blame it on that.
Hey, you remember who we had on? A time or two that had the fucking runway on their head, and they wouldn't shave that shit off. They just
that's
yeah, you bald.
No, I shaved this last night, so I didn't look like a fucking idiot coming on here.
He put a hat
listened
on.
last week.
Yeah.
I always wear a hat.
I'm just kidding. I'm giving you a hard time. Alex, go ahead with what you were saying. You took me away.
Yeah, no, you took me away. Anyways.
You said I'm 34 years old.
34 years old. Where was I going with this? Oh, yeah, fucking no. All right. So you're going commando in basketball shorts, right?
God. How much? How
you're
wet
only
do your
hold on,
socks
Paul.
get
Hold on,
the day?
Paul. Hold on, Paul. I mean, you're still going to get the random at 34. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm 39, not that much older than you, not that much younger than Paul, right? But the random erections.
You sit down until it goes away. Trust me.
Well, look, if your pepper's small enough, you can tuck it. Nobody will ever know.
Well,
There's nothing to tuck it in. There's nothing to tuck.
Between
you can do the bulldog.
Between your thighs.
You're just gonna walk weird.
But no,
you're just gonna walk weird.
You put it between one of your thighs and one of your balls, down there in that crease of your legs. Look, when you're 34 years old, it ain't like you can't control it. Like if it just happens because you see something that excites you, like you can get rid of it fairly quickly, at least to the point that it doesn't look like a straight up woody, but it just looks like your pecker is like extremely large. And then people are like, oh my God, look at this motherfucker. He hung.
Yeah, I also feel like you're showing a lot. I don't know. Like, again, I'm 39. Maybe I don't know. I still get the 6-year-old boners every once in a while where it could be nothing, right?
Yeah. You remember the
like
TikTok
out of nowhere,
things?
it's just like, bing, I'm here. Like I still get those. There's no way I'm rocking basketball.
Hey, Alex,
shorts,
is it true that is it true that midgets have midget boners?
No, I have full size boners.
Oh, so all pinky finger of it.
No,
it's Andrew held up his pinky finger.
He did. No, yeah. I mean, like, yeah, I can't do like in jeans. You wear jeans, no underwear.
I don't wear jeans.
But if I looked outside and looked down my road to the stop sign, which is about 120 yards with no draws on, I would be so chafed, I'd have to walk like a goddamn penguin.
Well, that's because you're fat as fuck, Paul.
Nobody asked you, Alex, you little short fuck.
Might be short, but I ain't fucking fat.
You're just mad. You're just mad because you ain't got no shins like cotton. Speaking of walking like a penguin, you ain't no emperor penguin. You one of them little short midget penguins.
So the secret,
bitch can't reach the damn shallow end in 3 foot of water.
Paul, shut up.
The secret, it's the man version of spandex, right? So Walmart has these Wrangler khaki pants,
yes,
right, and they're like the nicer, but they're stretchy khakis.
Yes.
This man said the Walmart.
Yes.
Wrangler khakis.
I use them for
the tactical pants.
Yes, they're like $25. I have like 10 pairs of them for fishing because my shit gets all fucked up. But they are the most comfortable. My wife hates it. She's like, "Would you put some fucking pants on? It's winter and you're walking around in shorts." I'm like,
"Yep."
Hey guys, this is how you know. This is how you know an angler that spends way too much shit on fishing when his nice pants are the Wrangler khakis from Walmart.
Listen, they're on point.
I have work khakis, but
you still free balling? You still free balling those ones?
Yes, I don't discriminate. The only time I did
ball in the shower.
When I was in the shower? Yeah. No, I put underwear. I wear underwear in the shower.
He wears underwear in the shower.
Yeah.
That's okay. Hey, hey, one time I played football. This one time we used to have people, they sometimes wear their underwear in the shower too.
Just because they're scared. It's like in the military. People don't.
Yeah.
Like go in group showers. You'll see the one huddling in the corner, like, "Don't look at me," or they'll go in last, like after everybody, when everybody's ball water is all over. Or
the one. How about the ones that just go in there and get dressed and fucking leave? We used to call them dirty meat. And when people would come in and they would get dressed and leave before they shower, we'd be like, dirty meat, dirty meat, dirty meat. Alex Castanawaga's a dirty meater. He don't wash. He stink. Fucking nasty.
The only time I've considered changing this, like obviously with the kayak, I wanted to start doing lives fishing, and because like nobody goes live fishing for snakehead, right?
Yeah.
So that'd be like super cool to show people like the public spots, right? Not the hidden ones. And I bought a Yak Attack cup holder. I got this cool. I bought it at the PX. It's really fucking dope, like phone mount, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's perfect. It's like angled right here, so I don't have to have 2 GoPros. And I tested. I took a picture the other day of that big snakehead. Did you see that picture of that massive one I caught?
Yeah.
And I had to crop the picture, and you can't see the tail because you can see my nuts just sitting on my shorts, like off my kayak cushion over the thing. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna have to figure something out for live.
You need some better pants.
OnlyFans. I mean, why hide them? OnlyFans.
Snakes and snakes.
Hey, I will tell you this: if I was commando right now, because I'm in my garage and summertime sitting in here in North Carolina, the pool of ball sweat that would be underneath this chair would be running the 30 feet to my garage door, and I'd probably slip, trip, fall, and have a concussion if I stepped in it.
Concoction. I don't know if anybody else went through this, right? So when I was in boot camp,
no, Alex.
Obviously, you got to do the.
We didn't have to.
Oh, Paul, you're killing me.
Get a boost up into the bottom bunk.
Anyways, so I'm in boot camp and it's like group shower, right? And
hey, did your boots come up to like your knees or your thighs?
Anyways, so like we're sitting there, and you had to have like you got a ditty bag, we called it, right? The ditty bag had all your toiletries in it,
like P Diddy,
and we all ran out of it at one point, and the ditty bag was supposed to last you the full 8 weeks.
Are you saying Diddy or Doody?
Diddy,
like P Diddy,
Ditty, Diddy,
like P Diddy.
Yep. So, anyways, we're trying to do that. So everybody ran out of it, and all we had left was the Dial soap. So we're in the shower trying to wash with Dial soap, and exactly what you said, Andrew. We had the one kid who was like, "Ooh, I don't want to get in there," and then what we would do is everybody would circle that fucking kid
and beat him with the Dial soap and a sock.
So no, it wasn't bar soap; it was liquid. So we'd hit it like this, right, like in a shooting manner, and we'd all go, money shot, bitch, money shot," and we try to squirt the weird kid with as much Dial soap as possible in his face.
So y'all were hazing. Y'all were hazers.
Yeah. Oh, 100.
Oh God, nowadays, like,
you can't get away with that. I did that in 2002. It's a little different now. That's probably not appropriate. But yeah, we would all sit around, and then literally our drill instructor, we call them company commanders, in the Coast Guard, came into the shower and was just like, "What are you?" And then he used the F word, not fuck, but the other one. He's like, "What are you guys doing?" And we're like, we're just
hitting it from behind, boss.
Right. Well, I mean, we were like, we're just money shotting him because he won't show his dick. And he was just like, and I remember that guy looking at the kid who was like crumpled up, just in the worst position ever. And he's like, "Why are you being such a weirdo? Just show your dick." Yeah.
And now he's a captain, and Alex just retired.
No, he actually did not. Listen, we started with, I know in the Army, you guys start with what, like 100 people in boot camp, right? How many people do you have in boot camp, Andrew? In your company?
So 32-man bays. I'm not mathing right now. So
yeah.
four bays per company,
yeah.
30 to 32. So whatever that is.
Yeah. So
128.
Yeah. So
I beat you. I said it first.
Bitch, I had to lean up from my chair reclining.
Here, you got a calculator. You got glasses on, Andrew.
You know what's cool, Andrew? Alex was never gonna guess. That bitch can't count above 8.
I can't. You want to know why? Because
that's how many
centimeters. Do you know what we rolled off the bus on? We rolled off the bus with 24. That was my company. 24. We graduated 14.
Damn.
And we cut that 14 within the first week. Like within the first week.
So where'd the other 10 go? Because don't you sign a contract to be there?
No, because you can get booted out of boot camp. Yeah.
So when you fell out of boot camp, they just you're released of everything you agreed to before you got here.
Yeah. So basically, until you graduate and your contract is effective, because you're not serving until you've been deemed like a soldier or whatever. And so what they do is, if you decide to be a bitch, they hold you over for as long as because we had a lot of people that just straight up said, "I did this to impress some chick in high school, and now I don't want to do it." It's like, well, suck it up, buddy. You fucking raise your hand to serve your country, then do it. And they would just make our lives hell. They wouldn't make their fucking beds. They wouldn't do any of this shit. They'd get in trouble. They'd get us in trouble.
Worse.
So the Army and Recept, they'll hold you over. So basically, you're the company bitch, and they'll make you do everybody's bullshit. And then the holdovers watch everybody graduate. And then when the new soldiers come in, they're like,
they get the next group.
They try to act like they're in charge until we find out they're in charge, and then we make fun of them. So it's just, you're not obligated until you like get to your first set of orders and get to your first duty station. That's
Yep. No, that's exactly it. Yep. It's we didn't have the holdovers. We didn't have the holdovers at all. We had Coast Guard at that point was super selective, supposedly, right? Not really, because obviously I got in, but
they obviously didn't have a height requirement.
They don't. But obviously, we had 5 females. They all had some weird pact, and they threw themselves down the fucking stairwell of a fucking unit, right?
I don't believe it.
Dead serious. They all had a pact. It was fucking crazy. So they got cut out within day 3. And then we had a couple other dudes like bounce. And at that point, the Coast Guard, they do the holdover thing now, right? Where they make you basically do 8 weeks, no matter what. Yep. Whether you quit week 1, you're going to fucking do 8 weeks. Whether you're going to stay in or not, you're going to fucking do it. But back then, we didn't have a recruitment problem in the Coast Guard. So they were like, you're fucking done. So like the 8 females who did it, that was day like 3 or 4. They fucking launched themselves down the fucking ladder well.
So there's a difference. Like I'm going to say this because this is a podcast. No, yeah. Like they're not everybody that like drops out is a bitch, right? But like
no, absolutely.
People like we found people like the people that got injured, people like hell. Look, you can't see it, but I have a scar on my thumb where I had a rock go clear through my hand while I was at basic training, and I put a bag on it and I finished it. But like, if you have a medical or a real reason to go, that's fine.
Not what I'm talking about. Yeah.
I needed to elaborate that because
No. Like, the medical holds, right? That's what we call them. The medical holds are like folks that like, I get it. Like something happened, something broke, something. What I'm talking about is what the thing broken was you. And you signed up for this and you broke. And I'm absolutely with you, Andrew, where you broke. Fuck you. You thought you could do this. You can't. It's, people go out of their way to try to make other people's lives miserable and everything, not just like the military, but especially the military. They know damn well that mass punishment is a thing. And they're like, I'm hurt and I'm hurt. So I'm going to kick trash cans over in the middle of the night. And then you get woken up by a fucking drill sergeant coming in there, throwing shit at you, throwing lockers. Kids, these one guys, they snuck out, went to the PX. They bought 2 logs of dip, right? Somehow got back with 2 logs of dip and like 2 full PX bags of candy, which I don't understand how the fuck they did this.
What the fuck's a PX?
It's like a commissary.
Yeah.
I was never in the military. I was only a wildland firefighter.
So the NX, it's an exchange. So like they have everything. They have like TVs, whatever.
Like a stove.
On base store, like a little store. Stove. Yeah.
Okay.
So they go down there, buy these cans of dip, handing them out. People get caught. It's just like, man, and then they're gone. They're already gone.
Hold on. What's wrong with going to the on-base stove?
You can't go to it, bro. Dip? You're in boot camp. You're in boot camp, bro.
Oh, this is the boot camp.
This is boot camp. You don't get to do that shit, dog. You're getting fucking
snuck out in the middle of the night. Like not the middle of the night, but lights out, 9 o'clock, right? Yeah. And the PX is open to midnight sometimes. They ran 3 miles down the road, got all this candy, all this chew. Because we were doing like one of our field exercises, and they're like, "Oh man, we pack a lip when we're out there. Nobody noticed." Well, guess what? The drill sergeants fucking found out.
Yeah.
Ripped the kid's lip open, grabbed the dip out of his mouth.
Fucking get it, son.
Like, it was, I don't know. I miss it, but like honestly, now I'm a lot more happy working in my basement.
Yeah, no, I'm totally with you on that. But I love the boot camp struggles, right? The boot camp struggles were the best. Like I remember we lost a bunch of people.
Alex, did
And
y'all
then
have a real boot camp like the Army and stuff, or was it
yeah,
different?
it's actually the second hardest boot
Okay.
camp out of the armed forces.
Army boot camp. It is shit. It's
Actually,
not.
so Army boot camp. So it goes Marine Corps 1, Coast Guard 2, Army 3, Air Force 4, Navy 5, and Space Force doesn't have boot camp yet. So
Yeah, Space Force. So yeah, that's a whole nother topic.
Space Force boot campers, they get to go get in the airplanes that put them in gravity for like 30 seconds at a time.
You want to know what Space Force? You want to know what Space Force does? Like in a very short clip, my job in the Army is now Space Force.
Oh, sweet.
All my soldiers, all of my leadership are now Space Force because the government wouldn't pay for us to do space stuff. So they're like, fuck it, we're going to make a new brand. So you have to pay for or a new branch and you have to pay for it. So
yeah.
Alex, explain why Coast Guard is is second. What makes it more difficult or whatever than that?
Yeah. So, so just to preface this, I joined the Coast Guard because I thought it was going to be the easiest branch because I was a fucking stoner pothead and I needed to get my life together. And I joined them because I was like, this can't be hard. I saw Baywatch. And then I show up and
you're like Zac Efron.
Yeah,
literally, because he's like 5'3" too.
Yeah. So So one, you're hitting the physical standards. There's a swim, there's a dive, there's a treading water, there's a run, there's the push-up, sit-up, all that other normal shit, right?
But that's a physical fitness test. What about
correct?
What about boot camp? Like the only boot camp I know is like G.I. Jane and Band of Brothers.
Those are all like separate though. Like G.I. Jane, she's going to Buds, which is not boot camp. That's an ace or a C school.
I misspoke. But still, the boot camps that you've seen on the movies, Forrest Gump and shit like that.
No. So ours is the second because we have all of the same physical constraints.
What if you can't swim and they accept you into the Coast Guard? What happens?
You can't. You have to be able to swim in the Coast Guard.
But how do they know if you can? You say, fuck yeah, I can swim, and you get there in the boot camp, and then what happens?
Well, what happens is, what's funny is
there a pre-test? Is there a swimming test?
There is now, but when I got in, there was not a pre-test. But when you got in, right, so there's only one Coast Guard boot camp, and it's in Cape May, New Jersey. And the swim is you're going to go in, they're going to pump a pool full of cold ocean water, and you're going to fucking dive into that bitch. And then when you dive into it, then you got to swim around. And if I remember right, the pool was like, if I remember right, it was like 8 to 10 laps in cold ocean water. And then when you get done with that, you're going to do the treading water, and you're going to do that for 30 minutes.
This is boot camp or like a test? I'm confused.
This is boot camp. In boot camp, you have to do
your first day. The bitches get in the water, swim 8 laps.
No. You're gonna work up to that, but you're not gonna touch the pool because you're gonna do the basic shit first, right? And then you're gonna rock the pool. But
yes, sir, drill sergeant. I'm a pussy. I'm in the Coast Guard drill sergeant. Is that what it was like? I mean, I'm trying to understand here. Did they fucking talk shit to you like they do?
100%. 100. Just like any other branch. They are fucking brutal, right? But you're going to do all that. But then the academic is where we get moved to second. We hit Air Force style academics, where when you get done, you have enough college credits through boot camp to qualify for the first year of an associate's degree. You do a shit ton of academics plus that. Plus you have gun training, right? You've got to do pistol, shotgun, rifle, all that shit, and then you have seamanship.
Did they have to give you a sawed-off shotgun for the rifle side?
That's cute. No, that's cute. Anyways, yeah, that's cute. Anyways, it is
Alex's pistol training is also his long gun training.
Correct. But you got to do all of that, right? That's just the Coast Guard side. I know the other branches, but I know we have consistently been ranked number 2 for the longest time.
I guess it's just like the movies and the shit that the public gets to see. It's always Army or Navy is what we always
correct. Yeah.
No. The Army basic training is not.
I mean, it's a big team effort, right? Because the Army, I mean, you got to be a team, right?
Where'd you do your
it's-
basic at, Andrew?
Not even. I didn't even go to Benning or anything. I went to Jackson, but even
Mhm.
friends that I have that go to Fort Benning and stuff like that, it's so
Jackson,
dialed back.
Columbia?
Now. Was that
Jackson,
South
Columbia?
Carolina? Fort
Ugh.
Jackson, South Carolina.
Columbia is the gateway
No.
to hell. Literally,
So,
Columbia is the
honestly,
gateway to hell.
It's one of those. If you just shut up and play the game,
That's all you got to do.
that's like even in the military, like shut up, play the game.
all you gotta
Don't
do.
have, like it's just I don't know. I lived by that until I had enough rapport to be able to step outside and say stuff,
Yep.
But a lot of people come in there, I'm this motherfucker from this place, blah blah. It's like, guess what? Like nobody gives a shit. Like
No,
that's
you're
gone. When you put the uniform
100%.
on. So
100% right. Like the biggest way, one, to get through boot camp, shut the fuck up, do what you're told, right? And then honestly, like your first 4 years, shut the fuck up, do what you're told, because you're learning a trade or a craft at that point, right? Whatever your MOS is,
you know
or
what? They
your rate.
reward you on that.
What's that?
They
He
reward
said
you
they
on that.
reward you.
Yes.
If you just
Yes.
you soldiers in the Army, you get promoted faster if you're just a fucking good listener.
Yep.
Like straight up. And you
That's all
tell
you gotta
soldiers
do.
that when they get to you. Like
No,
hey,
I
dude, do your
think
fucking job.
Yeah.
Andrew,
I
how
think
did
Do your
being-
fucking
being
job.
in the Army? God damn, we're to lag again. I can see
We
it.
are.
I
That's
can
all
see
right.
me lagging.
Go ahead.
Andrew, drink your drink so we can get back all on the same unlag. Look, if you ain't lagging, your britches ain't
Go.
sagging. Hell, Andrew, well, tell me this, because this is something that I ask a lot for folks that have been on this podcast that have been in the military. Did being in the military, not did it, but how has it shaped any of your fishing from being in the kayak to being on the water? Did it, help you overcome any kind of depression or anything like that? We've talked about this with Alex and a few other people. How did being in the military transition into fishing, and did it help you anyway?
So honestly, the anxiety, all that stuff, that is the biggest relief for me. Like I'm a very, very time oriented person. That's my anxiety. I have to know what I'm doing at all times. I can kind of just let that go unless I get a text from my wife. But I mean, honestly, the biggest thing, honestly, that the Army has really helped me with, with the business side of things, we have a team. We have a team of 10 guys that fish for tactical fishing, tournaments and content stuff, and just kind of doing the rally around structure of like, hey, like you're not a pro staff, right? Like we're a team. Let's fish together. Let's do this. Let's grow together. Let's build off each other. That's where it's helped the most, honestly. And just the structure of just how I do, it has helped with kayaking. Now that you mentioned it, I always do a layout before I go fishing. I lay everything out that needs to go, everything. The night before, it all gets. I put it on my kayak, walk around the kayak. Yep, that's how
man.
up, and then I put that shit in my car. I put that shit in my car and I lock it, and that's it. I don't touch it. Yeah. So little nuances, I guess. The more I think about it, that's a good question. Probably
That's I think that's the best way to put it. That's the best way to put it, because we're always Paul. So we're always ready to go, right? Like we've got to put our gear together. Like we've got to set our mission, right? And the mission, no matter what it is, maybe the mission is to catch fish, right? Yes, exactly. And so we've got to set everything. So we always have that mental checklist in our head of I need this. I do the same thing, man. The same thing of like every time I go out, like to load up the car, it's like, do I have this? I get everything in there, and then I have to like double check it, right? Because we just got to double check. God forbid you fucking forget anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm very very OCD about like efficiency on the kayak too.
Were you like that before the military?
I probably would say yes a little bit because I was into cars and motorcycles and stuff too, and I was very particular about where certain things were. But the Army just amplified it tenfold because it goes. Yeah, because you're managing yourself, and then eventually you're managing 60 people, and you want it all to be that way. So you're checking all of them. So you're so used to it being tidy, organized. My kayak, though, I have a Hobie. I don't like a lot of stuff on it. I like a clear deck in front of me. I don't like anything, especially with Snakehead, okay? Because they'll mess your shit up. There's been plenty of people that have been fishing to have their rods in the middle of their kayak in between their legs. And when they start flailing, it will kick your rods off your kayak.
I have never kicked a rod between my legs off, ever.
Well, there are some people that do it. And it's just, I'm really like, it bugs me. It's like, man, like, that's not efficient, you know? Like, net the fish.
What it sounds like for y'all is your military background was repetition, routine, repeat.
Exactly.
The 3 R's.
Yeah, that's literally
routine,
you killed it, Paul. You killed it. That's
I know.
Yeah.
And Andrew completely missed about me kicking my pole between my legs off.
Oh, I did. It went over my head. I don't have hair to catch it, dude. So
see, you know, when I got all this hair, I mean, Alex has all that hair, and we're here with a bald duck. But that's okay. Thank you for your service.
I ain't gonna lie. You're talking about the ball sweat. I got a fan to my immediate right blasting me right now. So.
Well,
and he's not
whatever microphone you're using is really good because we can't hear that fucking fan at all.
But I'm using my wife's Mac. I have the mic I use for lives and stuff. It wouldn't connect to this, so this is like a Mac.
Oh, so you got a cheap ass mic then? You need to get a real mic because all the real mics connect to the Mac.
Hold on, real quick. I think we broke the story. The delay could be Andrew not using the high-end mic that he uses on a TikTok.
No, that's a cheap
plug-in. To do with
no, I'm
it's
just
like
saying,
a cheap
Andrew,
dildo. The good dildos are not plug-ins; they're battery operated.
I'm just saying, Andrew decided that his TikToks are more important than the podcast, which is fine.
It wouldn't. Who are you? Look at this. It's plugged in. It's all right here. I got everything ready to go. It's all right here.
This is a lesson for future guests. If you make high-end content, but you come on our podcast and you decide to go low-end, we're going to let you know.
Well, here's the deal, though. When you come on our podcast, be prepared to be low-end. And maybe rear-end.
It's probably because I'm on Wi-Fi, obviously, and I'm in my garage.
That's all right.
So, yeah, but
it's a nature.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Actually, for you to be on audio through the computer, it is actually really good. I had to turn your volume up a little bit, but it is really good. It's not bad at all.
Yeah,
I mean, me and Alex are sitting here with $200-something microphones for a podcast that we have done nothing but pay money into, and by we I mean Alex and time. Again, it goes back to, from a business.
It goes back to Paul hating it. No. It goes back to Paul hating the troops. He wants the troops to pay for everything.
Not at all.
Yeah, I'll put this right here so it looks like I have a mic on.
There you go, my man. There we go. Now he looks professional.
All right, I got a single. Paul, don't fuck it up while I'm gone. Paul,
hey,
Paul,
I'm gonna kick Alex out. Never mind. Go ahead, Alex.
Get him to tell more military stories with your fire or your wildland firefighter stories. Maybe they'll connect.
Bitch, I was battling the fire, uncontrollable, unknown. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Don't listen to that motherfucker. He's a short fuck. He don't care. He don't matter. Ain't about this. I'm the only one with magenta pink sunglasses on, in this whole podcast.
I was trying to figure out what color that is. It looks purple to me.
I don't know. I'm fucking colorblind. I couldn't see damn fish in the water. Bitch was clear. It don't matter. Hey, look, man. Look, I'm glad you're here. Alex is gone. I want to talk shit, but honestly, it's not as fun when he's not here.
Yeah, the reactions on his face.
Do you have any digs at Alex you can tell right now? Any short jokes? His content sucks? Like, tell us the thing about Alex that you wouldn't say to him when he was here. Hurry up, because he's going to be back in a minute. One thing. Come on.
Honestly, like, I can't. Besides, he's in the fucking Coast Guard, so I can't really take it serious.
Okay,
Like,
that's good. Yeah, you can't take him serious. I mean, even though he does
he's
have
the
a
first-
really good.
No, he's the first person I've ever met in the Coast Guard that. It's my daughter. Go away. That makes. I knew it. She always comes out in my damn lives too. I've never actually. This is weird. It's like a unicorn. I've never met and talked to somebody that was in the Coast Guard.
But they
Unicorn.
only graduate like 4 in a class. There's only like 80 Coast Guard people out there. I mean, you wouldn't ever meet one because they only graduate 4. I mean, Alex said they started with like 20 and graduated 3. And there's only like 80. I mean, they have these little cutter boats. I think you can only fit like 12 people in them. I mean, it's pretty much a fucking John boat with a cover over the top. It's like the game warden's boat.
All right.
The only interaction I've ever had, honestly, with Coast Guard was so in DC we fished the Anacostia and the Potomac River.
Oh, you're gonna get rolled up by Station DC.
Well, and no, we're just sitting there. This is when we like just want to bullshit and drink beer and catfish, and they'll just like wake the whole fucking thing out, and we're like,
yeah, no,
for no reason. There's nobody there. They just wake it up, and I'm like, thanks,
yeah,
buddy.
but who's gonna tattle on us?
Yeah, me. I'm calling DNR.
DNR. No. We have our authorities above them. So fuck off. We'll do whatever we want.
Until there's a wildland fire, and then who y'all calling?
Oh,
fucking
there it is. Hey, real quick, total side net. So let's play a game, Brewski. I want to hear. You know how to get a hold of us on TikTok, and you know how to get a hold of us via email, right? So every time I mention the Coast Guard, I want to know what the listeners want to hear from the soundboard. And then every time Paul mentions that he's a wildland firefighter, I want to know the sound, and we'll insert that in, and we'll make sure it happens. So
Alex can't insert a fucking thing to this podcast because I'm the one with the soundboard.
Yeah, I can still do it without it. All right, man. So before
not time. Andrew,
you got a question? Okay.
Can I ask a question? Can I?
Yeah.
Or do I need to ask your permission? Do I need to text you the question I'm about to ask before I ask it?
Yeah.
Do I need to ask permission and get approval of the question?
You need to text that question to Drew, the new co-host, and then see if he's all right with it.
Good luck. Good luck. Neither one of you motherfuckers is gonna be able to see this. Be in the camera without sitting on a damn booster seat. Y'all out there stealing your children's booster seat. Bass and
Drew's podcast. I'm telling you, Bass and Drew's.
Bass and Drew's. The Paddlers, Brews, and Bass podcast. No, it can't be Bass because he's a saltwater. Paddlers, Brews, and Kayak podcast.
Yeah. What's your fucking question? Go ahead, Paul.
What? I don't forgot it now because you fucking interrupted me.
You son of a bitch.
All I know is before you get into the next segment of whatever you're segmenting into, hold on. I need to get up. I need to take these headphones off. I need to go take a Tinkletown and grab me another beverage. Can I do that?
That's fine. Yeah, go for it.
Andrew's drank nothing. Either he has a fucking like 2.5 liter bottle of vodka, or he ain't drank nothing tonight.
No, he's drinking water.
It's water.
Yeah. He's on a cleanse.
You got to make baits tonight? I mean, you do make baits at like 2:00 in the morning on live.
Well, yeah, but no, I got the little one arises early. So, and I work in the morning too.
That's what I tell my wife every night. Never makes a difference.
Trust me. Like, normally there'd be a few cans of Flying Dog out here. All right. I'd be doing the thing.
Yeah.
A 3-year-old makes it. Dude, it's been rough.
3-year-olds are rough. I've got a soon to be in 3 days. I've got an 8-year-old and a 9-year-old who's about ready to turn 15, basically.
So like, my oldest is 9, my daughter is 7, and the little one's 3. So I feel
that's 3 of them though. 3 of them's the
Dude.
next level. Yeah.
That's why I don't go live is because that little boy, he doesn't sleep no more. I can't go. Every time I go live, he starts screaming his
Are they
ass
all
off.
boys?
What was that?
You got all boys?
No, girl's the middle one.
Okay. Yeah, the boys are next level. I have nothing but girls, so it's a little easier. I can't even imagine having little shits like me running around. There's no fucking way. Like,
Dude, it's nonstop. It's
Yeah.
like I was sitting on his bed 3 minutes prior to this podcast. My wife was at her friend's drinking some wine and doing whatever, and I was like,
Good
all right,
for
I'm going
her.
to the garage and locking it. So he's in his room with his tablet. Go ahead. See you in a few. And
all right,
Hey, y'all
man,
want to
so
hear a
we-
story real quick?
I do.
My wife likes to order Walmart delivery. I
Okay.
don't like it because I'd rather go shop at Aldi
All right.
because she's a planner and she likes to make a list of the shit that she needs. Well,
Yeah,
I
like
can't
most
make
people.
a list. I need to make I make a list of the shit I need when I'm in the stove. Every now and again, she'll order to Walmart. Actually, matter of fact, here recently, she's been ordering way more Walmart deliveries than letting me go to the store because she thinks she's going to let me spend less money by ordering at Walmart. But every Wednesday, I go to the food line and I buy shit on sale at the food line.
Mhm.
Well, today I got a text from her every now and again because every now and again she'd be ordering from Walmart. So every now and again Walmart be fucking up, and every now and again be sending us shit that we didn't order.
Mhm.
Today was the greatest shit we didn't order that Walmart sent us ever.
Okay.
Apparently, and I can't remember the name of them, so I'm just gonna say what comes to my head. Apparently, there are Magnum size Hot Pockets now.
Oh, I thought it was going to go a different way.
well, yeah,
I
that
think
was
Andrew
we
did
got
too.
2
Yeah.
boxes
Wow.
of Magnum Hot Pockets.
How's that
And
working out for you?
oh my God, I ate one for supper tonight. It was fucking delicious. It was some kind of stupid ass chicken and
Paul.
cheese. It wasn't even the pepperoni. But
Yeah.
look, let me tell you something. The Magnum Hot Pockets that they make now, there's no sleeve to put them in. You just put them on a fucking plate and put them in the microwave now. You don't have to put them into the little pocket.
Yeah.
How crazy
So
is
I
that?
want to.
How
No,
crazy is that
I wanna
Walmart
go
will
back.
send me Magnum Hot Pockets for free?
Paul
And they don't even take
blames.
the sleeve anymore.
Hold on. Paul blames his gout on this show. I think. Paul, you're 41 years old, right?
The gout comes from liquor. We've already been through
No,
this.
it
has
does
nothing to
not.
do
The
with
gout
alcohol.
comes from fucking Hot Pockets at 41 years old. Why are you eating Hot
but
Pockets?
these are Magnum Hot Pockets. They're fucking delicious. Have you ever eaten a
No.
Hot Pocket that didn't burn your mouth so bad that you couldn't taste for 4 days after? I haven't. Otherwise, you ate a cold ass Hot Pocket, and only peasants eat cold Hot Pockets.
I just think
the
that's
Magnums-
not necessary. At
But
41 years old.
You know what sucks the most about Hot Pockets is when you heat them up, there's always that corner that busts out, that
Yeah.
pre-ejaculation from the Hot
Yep.
Pocket.
Yep.
Like that
I'm
shit.
telling
the
you,
worst,
he's
'cause you know
channeling.
what?
Fuck you, Paul. You're channeling Theo Vaughn at this point. You're just talking nonsense.
You don't even know how to spell it. You have no idea how to spell it. And if there's anybody to talk about Hot Pockets, it's me. And here's the fucking saddest thing about Hot Pockets is
Yes,
Hot
he's
Pockets
fat.
are delicious only because those motherfuckers, whoever those motherfuckers are that have Hot Pockets now, Hot Pocket, whoever those motherfuckers are, they discontinued croissant pockets. And croissant pockets were the absolute motherfucking best. They were buttery, flaky, delicious.
I like how Andrew got
baked
excited on that
cheese.
one.
I know. Look, his little dingleberry got to be a damn got some berries.
Them
on it now
basketball
after that.
shorts are
First,
sitting
I
at
know.
full attention.
Look, if this
Cameras up this way, boys.
thank goodness, because I
You
mean,
know, just
look,
Paul, just for you, I'm making a video. I'm
Yes.
gonna do it. It's hopefully it has success like the
I
wizard
don't want
one.
to see your croissant pocket.
No, don't worry, I got you.
Okay, look, croissant pockets were the greatest invention ever discovered for food. I mean, they were the innards of a hot pocket, but the outers of a
Of a croissant.
Pillsbury
Fluffy
dough
croissant.
flaky
Yeah.
croissant.
We
I
get
think
it
that's
from
why
the
they call it a
name.
croissant pocket.
I mean, they were fucking delicious, and these stupid motherfuckers canceled it and quit selling them like 12 years ago. And they were by far the best seller. I would go to the grocery store to get these, and they would all be sold out. The only thing left would be those dry ass fucking thick, stupid Hot Pockets that we get to eat now. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with people. I mean, why do people take good food and not continue to sell the good shit that sells out all the time? They want to sell the shit that don't sell out. You know why? Because they're assholes.
I'm gonna say right now, I'd like to do
one
some
day
breaking
somebody's
news.
probably going to discontinue White Claw Surge. You know what's going to happen after that? I'm probably going to have to start drinking bourbon again, and I'm going to have to just live with gout. Somebody tell me if there's a way to medicate gout.
Listen, breaking news: Bass and Brews is now sponsored by Hot Pocket croissants.
Actually, croissant pockets. Fuck a Hot Pocket. Even those Magnums.
Pockets.
Even it was delicious. It's still
sponsored
thick.
by Magnum Hot Pocket.
Yeah, it's the Hot Pockets are thickly breaded, dry, and what that does is that takes up more space for the filling, so there's less filling, and it wasn't flaky. I mean, golly, nothing better than eating a croissant pocket and getting to pick the flakes up off your shirt where they fell in under your big titties.
Listen, Hot Pockets, come at us. Paul just wrote you the best ad ever. So, all right. So,
can I keep going, or are we gonna go somewhere else?
You're good. So, at this point, Andrew, I want to give you an opportunity. We're about ready
Alex,
to hit.
I want to let you know that you've had a fucking booger hanging out of your left nose for like the last 30 minutes.
No, it's just gray hair, bro.
Dude, it was a fucking boogie. Looked like a boogie.
Anyway, so we're about to hit the shotgun round, Andrew, which is either going to hit you to the highest heights to become a serious angler or the lowest lows to the dark waters. But before we get there, I want to give you
don't, for the love of God.
Oh, for the love of God, quit interrupting me.
That a spinnerbait is one of the worst lures ever invented. Like you did.
That's not even a question. Shut the fuck up.
I
anyway,
mean, he was talking shit about a fucking spinnerbait. This bitch ain't never thrown a spinnerbait.
I have.
Probably didn't know which end to tie the line onto. It's repulsive. Repulsive. Good luck,
Andrew. This is your opportunity to shout out any sponsors, people, your dog, your favorite Hot Pocket, whatever you want at this point.
No,
and so to talk shit about Alex.
No, I mean, we don't have a lot of sponsors, so I'll just Tactical Fishing Company. That's us. Soft plastics, Snakehead stuff.
Who is us? Stuff. That's the second time you said us. Who is us?
Our whole team. Like we have a development team and everybody. So Jack, Richie, Sydney, Kyle, Barney, Jason, Chris, Butch. So if anybody wants a Snakehead guy, Real American Fishing, we sponsor them. Matt, Troy, Travis, Austin, Logan. Logan's my co-owner. He was in the Army with me, and all of them. I probably forgot. There's like 3 or 4 more, but the whole team.
I'm impressed. You knew everybody's name. That was really good. You spit them out without even have to think about it. That's pretty awesome, man. You're a good boss. They're lucky to have you.
That's
All right, Alex, your turn.
All right. We are about ready to hit the patent pending.
I'm seeing spinning wheels right now.
Oh, shit. I thought somebody just farted in the microphone, but it's hung up. I heard.
Hold on. Andrew said spinning wheels. I think Andrew farted, and this is his way around it.
No. I saw myself. I just didn't see y'all.
What sounded like you farted, there was some quietness there, and it was like.
Oh, my God.
Anyways, we're going to get to the patent pending shotgun round. Here's how it works, Andrew. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. And we want your instant answer to it. We don't need an explanation. If we need an explanation, we'll ask you for it. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Are you going to spend more on a rod or a reel?
Rod.
Huh. Paul, you got a question on that? Why is you chugging fucking surges or?
Which, I mean, look, we're an
All
hour
right.
and 40 minutes in. We got 20 more minutes to go. I'm going to say
Anyways.
this.
Okay.
I'm kind of surprised he said ride,
Yeah, me too.
being with Snakehead.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
thinking we want a good,
Wing team.
solid reel
Yeah.
with a good drag system. Like, we ain't going out there with no, cheap ass, Black Max. I think we going out there with at least a minimum of Corrado with a good drag. A 200, probably 7-4, 10-9, whatever fucking ratio you want to get. I just thought we'd be on a reel on this, man. I'm kind of, I'm not disappointed. I'm surprised, Andrew.
Yeah, me too. Why, Andrew?
Yeah,
Why
there are plenty of budget reels out there you can get that have decent drag, right? And a lot of this is frog fishing, and the foundation to good frog fishing is having a good backboned heavy rod, right?
So it's not the frog.
Good frogs work too, but any frog, if you
would you rather have a good frog or a good rod?
Oh God, don't please don't look at me, frogs, when I say this. Rod. It doesn't matter. There's box brand stuff that works fantastic.
Hey, all good women want a good
mouth
rod
is so
too,
thick.
so I got you.
You have to literally try to. Yeah, you got to try to break it every single time. And if you have a poorly made rod, you're going to snap rods and lose fish.
That's a good point.
Drag rating, you can thumb it. You can thumb and then reel thumb, and you don't need that drag, right?
That's a fucking solid answer.
Yeah, I do like that. Okay, makes sense. Yeah. Makes sense. This guy coming from a guy in there fishing no damn fucking snakeheaders. What line are you using? We didn't ask this. We should have talked about this earlier. What pound are you?
Braid.
60, 100? Well, of course it's braid.
No.
Be braid for the boo. Yo.
So I use True Braid SX8. I use True Braid SX8. If I'm not throwing a frog, if I'm throwing subsurface stuff, I'm 100% braid all the time, even for bass fishing. And I go 30 to 40 pound just based on the diameter of the braid. When I'm frog fishing, I actually like 50. It's a good blend of casting distance and good diameter for hydrilla and vegetation. So, yeah. Perfect. But I teeter. I like True Braid. I've tried Berkeley X9. It digs a little hard. So right now I have True Braid tied on still.
Nice. All right. So, you're on.
If we were a real fishing podcast, we would have. Alex, don't fucking interrupt me. I was talking first. If we were a good fishing podcast, we would have talked about line instead of Magnum Hot Pockets.
Yeah. Well, this is Bass and Brews. So, anyways,
Alex,
you're on your way.
Knots.
I can't. You're on your way to fishing. Is it hype music or slow jams?
I don't listen to music when I fish.
No.
On the way, bitch. You ain't
on the
listening.
way.
This man hard-headed as fuck. He didn't even listen to the question.
Oh.
He answered before you asked.
He did. That's all right.
No, the audio. Stop it. The audio broke up. Actually, same answer. I don't listen to music. So, Alex is Alex is good now. So my head unit in my truck took a shit last year. So instead of that, now I listen. Like, we have a few local like sports podcasts, and sometimes I just call people and catch up on phone calls. Call guys on the team and just catch up with them. So.
Hey, you can call me if you don't listen to Bass and Brews or music. You can call me when you're headed to the water. I would love to talk to you as long as I'm headed to the water. Because I ain't headed to the water, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, I get blasted with phone calls throughout the day, and I got the kids and stuff, so I usually use that time to catch up on phone calls. Like, no bullshit.
I think that's the most honest question honest answer we've heard.
I mean, honestly, let's be real. Music's stupid. It's the fucking stupidest thing ever. And music heads are usually depressed, mean people. So I applaud you for not being depressed, mean.
Not only does Paul hate the troops, he hates the musicians too. So,
actually, you know what? Alex, go fuck yourself.
All right. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
I actually will eat it. Yes.
Fuck yeah,
Nope,
my man.
that's not the point. Nope. Will you order it? Will you pay for it?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
I have.
It's
Okay.
good as fuck. Yeah.
Wow.
Do you have
Look,
have an established palate? Look, the bourbon might have ruined it. It's sweet and salt. Like
yes.
that's how it works.
Wonderful. It's
and
wonderful.
sour
It's
and sour. But
Nah.
but here's no look, man. Here's the no. This motherfucker
Right.
Alex on the Paddler's Playbook was talking about putting pineapple on a hamburger.
it's
Like
delicious.
some
The
kind of-
Hawaiian
Yeah.
burger,
It
grilled.
is delicious
No.
with barbecue sauce or
Oh.
teriyaki.
Yes.
Ugh.
Anyway,
Guilty. You
Yeah.
give him one and he'll eat the shit out of it, or he'll eat it. In his
I'm not
house and
saying-
won't
no.
tell you.
You're right. You're right. I will eat the fuck out of it, but I ain't ordering it or paying
Yep.
for it.
yeah,
Like if
I
that
will.
shit's free, if you invite me on over and we got 4 pizzas of Canadian ham, because that bitch ain't bacon, it's ham. Ain't nothing fucking Canadian
Whatever.
bacon and pineapple. Look, I'm gonna eat at least 2 of those pizzas by myself. And I'm gonna be hiding them. I'm
Well,
gonna eat the shit out of it. I ain't paying for it. I ain't paying for
you're
it.
doing it wrong. You
Thank
got
you.
when you get the pineapple pizza, you got to get real bacon and then
Yes.
add pineapple.
Yes.
But
That's
but
the
I ain't
trick.
ordering it. So I'm not ordering it, so I don't have a choice. I just have to eat what's there.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
I mean,
speaking of eating,
I do
Speaking of eating.
hear that your wives appreciate us eating a lot of pineapple, but I've never heard that though. I heard you have to eat like 2 gallons of pineapple
lot,
a day
a
for it to make
lot.
difference. And then at that point, your insides are so fucked up, you're shitting out
diarrhea.
like water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a whole
And-
nother
and-
story.
And you have acid reflux and probably some
Yep.
kind of like esophageal shit going on because you've eaten so much
Oh,
acidic pineapple that you're probably pissing out lemon juice that tastes like pineapple. Somebody was to taste it. I wouldn't taste it, but somebody might.
Well, from all of that, we'll roll with the food. Do you eat largemouth bass?
God damn it!
Oh,
I forgot to ask a question.
Well, it's delicious. No, I've
It
never,
is delicious. Thank you. Yes, my man. It is
no.
delicious.
I've never tried it actually.
What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Did you just fucking prank me? Did
How
you
about-
prank
Yeah,
me, you bald fuck?
I
You
I
son of a
baited you.
bitch.
Yeah, I'm also fishing right now, so I just caught you on that one. No,
Well, good luck. Your
so-
line broke because you're fishing with 50 pound and you needed like 400 pound for me, homie.
Look, I've never eaten it. I don't care
Okay.
if people eat it or not.
How about snakehead? Since you're the
Delicious.
snakehead guy.
It is the best tasting. That's why they got brought here, is to
Yeah.
eat. You're right down the street. We got it. We got to fish. Alex.
We do.
It
We
is-
do.
So I don't
Hey,
harvest
can you
all
teach him how to
anymore.
tie a knot on? Teach him
Sure,
how to
I'll,
tie his lures on.
Palomars are easy, and even you could learn them. I'll teach you.
All right.
But so they're delicious. It is the best
Okay.
tasting fish next
I
to
have
striped
heard that.
bass that I've ever eaten.
Okay.
So-
I've heard snakehead is phenomenal. Hey, let me tell you something. I've got a couple knives that a guy from Mississippi handmade,
all over
hand
it tonight.
forged, and the knives cases are gar cases. So they peeled the gar skin, and they made the knife cases out of gar. Could you do that? Is the snakehead skin as thick and armory as a gar? Or is it more like it's more like a carp?
It's like a catfish.
All right.
So it's leathery.
Yeah, I mean their scales are flat. It feels like a snake. Dip a snake in some slimy shit, and take a snake from outside with the scales. Dip it in some catfish sludge, and there you go. That's a snakehead.
All right.
So could you potentially skin the snakehead then and make a sheath out of it?
So there are people that make MFR custom rods here in Maryland. He does a snakehead skin wrap and then epoxies it on fishing rods.
Huh.
And other people have done it. It is very thin and leathery almost when it dries
Okay.
out. So yeah, you potentially could.
Because I mean, some of the fish you fucking catch are absolutely
Beautiful.
beautiful,
Yeah,
and they should die and be ate
That,
and made
that,
into
that real
sheath.
quick. Those are clear water. Snakehead look like that in clear water. When they're in the really tannin stain, that's the really black, like the really dark ones that don't have the pattern. But
Yeah.
I've taken measurements from a few to get replica mounts because they just look cool as shit. You know,
They really do. They look like little fucking dragons. They're awesome as fuck.
Yeah.
So when you eat them, is it like a garfish where you pull out the straps on the back, or is the whole fish good?
Flay it like a normal fish. Cut the cheeks out.
Perfect.
I want some fucking snakehead, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're gonna make
I
this
want
happen.
I want some deep fried snakehead with some 10-pound bass eggs.
Snakehead nuggets are my kid's favorite thing to eat.
Really?
Like, I'm not joking.
Oh, wow.
It's like lump crab meat. It's the same texture as lump crab meat. So
Perfect.
Oh my god.
All right.
my
Well,
God.
speaking of fishing,
I just gained 30
let's center
pounds.
back on that. You got a 3-hour session of fishing. Do you want 1 7-pound bass or 5 2-pounders?
Am I tournament fishing?
Nope, that's not the
You're
fucking
fishing.
question.
It's not.
You're
You just
fishing.
answered the question.
5.2s. It's more
All right.
action.
Ugh.
If it's not
More
a
action.
if it's not a PB. What was that?
I said, yeah, more action. Yeah.
Yeah. If I'm out there catch more content, that's a video per fish. If it's not a personal best, then I'll take quantity over one big one.
What's
That's
your
just me.
personal
Obviously,
best?
For largemouth, 9.6.
you obviously do not listen to Bass and Brews because we have given this secret out numerous times. Numbers of fish do not make you famous on social media. It's big fish. 1 7-pounder, if you do it right, is going to be way better than 5 videos of 2-pounders.
Oh,
Maybe.
No, I'm 100% right. Andrew can't even talk right now. He's so struck by the awesomeness that just came out of my mouth. He is so
I can't hear
starstruck
audio.
right now. He can't even fucking say anything
He can't hear
because
you.
his audio's frozen.
no,
It's frozen.
The audio lag.
There we go. You're back.
The
now.
audio lagged out. That's why.
That's all right. You didn't miss anything. All right.
Yeah.
Another food question, because obviously we're known for eating. Have you ever eaten beaver?
One specific type, not another. No,
Do
not
you
a wild
care?
animal.
Not the wild animal.
Not a wild animal.
All right.
No.
All right.
So you got a tame beaver. Isn't that like eating a pet turtle?
Oh my god.
I mean, if it was a turtle, it'd be a snapper, right?
Hey, don't get my
Was it a
turtle,
red-
my bait tank turtle, and sit here watching.
Is it a red snapper? But if you're eating snapper, how many different snappers are there? Is it a red snapper, a pink snapper? Like, what's the snappers? I don't understand.
It's like a blue waffle. Google it.
It's like he went right for the blue waffle. That'll end the conversation real quick.
Well, look, if there's anything that will fuck up a waffle or a snapper, it's fucking blueberries.
You're right, Paul. All right, Paul, did we get through them till we get to the I think there was
Crocs or flops, motherfucker.
Man, how did I forget that one?
What'd
Crocs
you
or
say?
flops? Crocs or flops, Andrew? My man.
My man.
Yeah, they're Crocs.
Yes.
Hey, in our tournament this past weekend, we had a guy that I was
Nobody
parked beside,
cares.
and at the end of the
Nobody
day, we
cares
came
about
in.
your
He's
fucking
like, "Hey,
tournament."
man, Crocs, no socks." I'm like, "I coined that term, dude. That's me. I coined it. I coined it locally.
All right.
But I've given up the Crocs because now I have zeros.
What are zeros?
The sandals I wear that you don't like.
Oh, I gotcha. All right, Andrew. This is the most important question. This is the
I
one.
still think you missed one.
I might have, but this is the one where everybody's going to be the most critical. Are you ready, Andrew? All right. Paul's too much tonight. Anyways,
That's what she said. Oh, I never heard that one before, though, honestly.
Every great fisherman loves a great sandwich. What are your top 3 sandwich proteins?
All right. Turkey,
Perfect.
pepperoni,
Wonderful.
and technically it's a protein, so peanut butter.
We'll take it.
I am very, very fucking disappointed right now. I am more disappointed in this answer than any other answer we've ever had. I'm not as surprised, but I'm disappointed. How the fuck didn't you say snakehead? A fried snakehead sandwich
Do you
on a
want
biscuit?
soggy cold fried food when you're out there in the fucking hot 100-degree swamp?
Why?
100%.
Why does it have to be soggy cold? Why can't you
'Cause
just?
Because unless I
why
have
can't
an
you-
air fryer to refry it, it's going to be soggy.
No, man. We catch a snakehead. We go to the bank. We skin it. We clean it. We fry it. We make some biscuits. We put
Nobody
it on the
does that.
biscuit. We
Nobody
eat a
does
fucking
that.
snakehead.
Please,
That's
all right,
why
I'm gonna-
Paul. Hold on. That's why Paul consistently gets last place in tournaments because he's too busy cooking food on the fucking bank instead of actually fishing.
Half the
No,
bass I'm
no, no,
catching,
no.
I'm not weighing in. I'm going and frying
Yeah.
on the bank and eating.
It's funny.
Especially all the
It's
big
funny you
ones.
say that. So we have a group of guys down here. They're called the Party Yak Crew, and they bring a portable grill. And no bullshit. Halfway through the tournament, they cook lunch. But I'm not joking. They fucking do well in tournaments, and they win Big Snake a few times. So
Maybe
we'll be
that's a
sitting out
sign.
there grinding it out, and they're just posting pictures of them eating hot dogs and making
Drinking
burgers. And we're like,
beers.
what the
Yeah.
fuck?
You better not holler at your kid about being in your garage right now. This would be the second time you have been mean to your child coming into the garage, wanting to say hey to you. You
No,
were
no.
telling earlier when his kid came in the
Oh.
garage, she's like, "Get out! You're not
Oh.
welcome here."
It's my daughter. She knows when I'm on live there or whatever, and she'll like crack the door and poke her head out.
Yeah.
And
Hey, my kids, if my kids were awake, when we used to record this at a decent hour at night instead of 9 fucking o'clock, my kids used to come in here and give me those good night.